You are standing in a room full of people, music is playing, conversations overlap around you, and yet somehow you feel completely alone. Most people blame themselves for this. They think something is wrong with them. But the real answer is far stranger. Your loneliness in a crowd is not a malfunction. It is a leftover instinct from a world that no longer exists. For most of human history, you did not live among strangers. Your ancestors lived in small bands of 50 to 150 people. Everyone knew everyone. Every face had a name, a history, a place in the group. The anthropologist Robin Dunbar studied this number across primates and human societies. He found that the human brain has a natural ceiling for relationships it can meaningfully track, around 150. Beyond that, faces blur into strangers. Now think about your day. You might pass hundreds of people before lunch. Your brain registers every one of them as a potential threat or a potential ally, because for almost all of human evolution, an unfamiliar face in your territory meant exactly that. It meant danger, or it meant opportunity. Your nervous system never got the memo that cities exist. It still scans crowds the way your ancestors scanned a forest clearing. Is that person safe? Do I know them? Why don't I know them? This is the first piece of the puzzle. But it is not the whole story. Loneliness is not simply being around people you don't know. It is something deeper, something your brain treats as a survival emergency. The psychologist John Cacioppo spent decades studying this. He found that loneliness activates the same neural alarm system as physical pain, not metaphorically, literally. Brain scans show that social exclusion lights up regions almost identical to the ones triggered by a burn or a broken bone. Why would isolation hurt the same way as injury? Because for early humans, being alone was injury. A lone human on the savannah had no one to watch their back while they slept, no one to share food during a drought, no one to help fight off predators. Exile was, in the most literal sense, a death sentence. So evolution built a warning system. Loneliness became pain on purpose, so your ancestors would do whatever it took to stay connected to the group. This is where the crowd becomes so cruel. Your body is wired to feel safe through bonding, not through proximity. You can be inches away from 100 bodies and your ancient alarm system still screams, "You are unprotected," because none of those bodies are bonded to you. Closeness without connection reads to your nervous system as exposure, not comfort. There is a famous experiment that makes this brutally clear. The neuroscientist Naomi Eisenberger ran a study called Cyberball. Participants played a simple ball-tossing game on a computer, believing they were playing with two other real people. At some point, the other players stopped passing the ball. They simply excluded the participant from the game. It was virtual, it was meaningless, there was nothing at stake. And yet, brain scans showed a spike in activity in the anterior cingulate cortex, the same region associated with the distress of physical pain. People reported genuinely hurt feelings over something as small as a digital ball game. Think about what that means for a crowded room. You don't need active rejection to feel the sting. Your brain only needs the absence of connection to register it as a threat. Standing among strangers who are not excluding you, who are simply unaware of you, can trigger the same circuitry as being deliberately shut out. Indifference and rejection can feel almost identical to a brain built for small, tight-knit bands.